Hey everyone, I'm Steve, and welcome to Sidetrack Adventures. This morning we are at the Continental Divide Trading Post off Interstate 10 in New Mexico, and if you've been following this channel for any length of time, you know that I love roadside history. Well, today we're going to be visiting a place that's a monument to a historical event that happened in a parallel universe. Apparently this place is where our universe and this other universe intersect, and when I heard about this, I said, I have to go check this out. So we're gonna head about an hour or so east of here to the Triangles, a monument to a historical event that happened in the universe, Kcymaerxthaere. The Continental Divide Trading Post is a pretty cool stop along the freeway, and we always try to stop here when we go by. But it's actually about 10 miles or so west of the actual Continental Divide, the line that determines whether water flows towards the Pacific or Atlantic Ocean. Today we're going to be driving just east of Deming, New Mexico, then heading south into the desert. Most of the trip should be paved, but the last few miles are supposed to be dirt road. If you look at the area that we're heading to on Google Maps, it shows roads everywhere. But the reality on the ground here is much different. On Atlas Obscura, it says that the road to get to where we're going is so little traveled, you have to put the wrong name into Google to get directions. So we've made it out to the Triangles, and this place is in the middle of nowhere. There is nothing around here. Hopefully we stay in our own universe, but I'm kind of excited to take a look around this place. And here it is. When I said there's nothing else around here, I mean there is nothing else around here. I'll get the drone up in a minute just to show how remote this place is. It looks like there's a plaque on one of the triangles, so let's go read it and see if we can get some more information on this place. From what I know, Kcymaerxthaere, and I hope I'm pronouncing this right, I don't want to offend a whole universe, is supposed to be a parallel universe that coexists to some degree with our own. Here's that plaque. You can pause the video if you want to read the whole thing, but I'll try to read the first paragraph with a straight face here. So, off the coast of linear Namibia is a resin called the Falties, the superheated ocean desert floor where raged the epical battle of some times. The armies of complexity prevailed amidst a great cataclysm that scattered desert fragments across what we call the Earth. A palm zorl, like a fraction of a single grain of sand, fell to the ground here, its crater forming the shape before you, what's known as the Azos Triangle. Let's get a closer look at the actual crater. So according to the Kcymaerxthaere website, the name Kcymaerxthaere comes from two words. Chimera, which means true physicality of the planet, and Xthaere, which is a shape with infinity minus 29 sides. You could tell a lot of work went into building this out here. I mean, even getting all the materials out here would be something. And check out this tree on the edge of the crater. Or is this maybe the roots of a tree in the other universe? Who knows? So let's take a tour of the rest of the monument while we're out here. Looks like we have a smaller crater here, or maybe this is a fire pit. I'm not really sure. And we do have some concrete lines over here. Now this whole thing is created by a man named Eames Demetrios as a storytelling art project. And there are markers for Kcymaerxthaere all over the world. He's also the geographer at large for Kcymaerxthaere. Now, I'm not sure what these lines represent. Unfortunately, I'm not well versed in the history of this other universe. There doesn't appear to be any markings or writing on them. They appear just to be lines, but here you go. The first one of these Kcymaerxthaere monuments was created back in 2003 in Athens, Georgia, and now there are supposedly 143 of them around the world. They actually claim there are 143.5 of them, and the 0.5 is because they are putting one on the moon, but it just hasn't been installed yet. Supposedly not all of them are in areas quite as remote as this. It looks like we found another crater, or maybe a portal to that other universe. Or maybe it's just an anthill. Looking around out here, and I'm sure this won't come out on camera, so I'll have to try and digital zoom when I get home. But the spirit of this place kind of came over me for a moment, and I was looking out at the mountains and I thought, are we being watched by a UFO? It looks like it's just a Border Patrol blimp up in the mountains, though. We're not that far from Mexico right now. Speaking of UFOs, these jets flying by are probably the closest other people to us right now. I don't think this place gets many human visitors, but based on these tracks, it looks like a cow is at least visited somewhat recently. Now, whether this cow is still in our universe or has gone on to the other universe, I'm not sure. This sign on the fence is pretty funny. Not only is this site important to the Kcymaerxthaere community, violators may be cursed. I can only imagine how weird it would be to stumble across this place unknowingly. I bet no one could guess what's in this barrel. Give yourself 5 points if you guessed a bottle, Christmas lights, and a tape measure. The idea with these Kcymaerxthaere monuments is to create a storytelling experience, which I think is a pretty fun idea. At the least, it got me to drive out here and see an area that I wouldn't have otherwise. So hopefully we're still here on our Earth, Earth Prime, but that's our look at the triangles, a monument to another universe. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up, consider subscribing, and we'll see you next week.